What does it mean to graduate university? To graduate adolescence? To me, it kind of feels like I've just graduated from this version of the world that I used to believe in. The city I've grown up in my whole life now just feels accessible. Streets are stripped of wonder and just give way to offices, cubicles, and this impending sense that kind of love, art, travel, beauty, friendship, or really any other element at the core of the human condition is just going to be left to live as an accessory in what feels like a brand new city. So going to your graduation ceremony is a strange feeling. Just imagine it. You're in a room with people that did your degree. These are people that you enjoyed spending time with, you had lunches with, you joked around before class with. But as I'm sitting there in a building that I've never been in before, surrounded by unrecognizable faces, I'm just reminded of the defining feeling that encapsulated my time at uni, which was loneliness. But if you feel alienated in a place that's preparing you for the unknown, then I feel like you have to learn to look a little closer and consider that as everything shifts around you, as meaning is harder to find and connection is harder to reach, who do you have that actually grounds you? Who can you go home to and say, these people are my home?
As long as stars are above you, longer if I can.
Yeah, Jono!
How long will I need you? As long as the seasons meet to follow their plan. How long will I be with you? As long as the sea is bound to wash upon the sand.
That's sponsored by.
Have you ever felt like at some point the songs you enjoyed lost their expressiveness? The words, tempo, and vibrancy were all the exact same, but they kind of just felt cliche now. Or have you ever been watching movies that you loved and you feel like you can see yourself within the main character, but then you rewatch the movie 2 or 3 years later and you realize they're pretty cringe? See, I feel like I've come to understand that as I evolve as a person, learning the ins and outs of my own position in the world, you realize that in everything you do, in everything you watch, everything you consume, everything you listen to, there's a whole world out there that exists that you're not a part of. And graduating encapsulates this perfectly. Suddenly I'm opened up to a world that I didn't know existed, one of jobs, taxes, and work-life balance. And suddenly nothing kind of feels the same anymore. And the loneliness I felt at university, at my graduation ceremony, at what feels like a capstone to my metamorphosis into this young adult that I'm supposed to be, makes me think that maybe life after university is going to be pretty lonely too. But see, the things that matter most, the things that you hold close to your heart for years at a time, are only able to do that because they don't change even if everything else does. And that's who this video is dedicated to.
Please still.
What a pair of good-looking people. Oh, I could rock a moose above my bed.
Love mushrooms. Yep.
Oh, you're amazing. Good stuff.
Don't try to explain.
Every graduation video you see is the exact same. It's filled with smiles, happiness, hugs, and this overwhelming sense that this is the beginning of something larger, the prologue to an impactful life story. And clearly this video is no different. But for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way, it kind of feels like university was written into my life by someone else. And every day I went to class, that was really just reinforced by this ever-present feeling that I didn't really quite fit in. I feel like groups that I saw gathered on the quad were just reminders of friendships that I hadn't made. I feel like solace was just found in wired headphones, group chats with other friends, and this awareness that the inexorability of time would hopefully, eventually, afford me respite. But I think that anything you finish doing, it's always easy to think that in hindsight, maybe you could have gone about things differently. You could have started more conversations, joined more clubs, or just generally been more approachable. But I think that framing this video with a lens of regret isn't going to help me at all, and it's just going to be something sad to watch in the future. See, the point that I want to make is, though, that despite all these feelings, there were 2 people at the ceremony that were there before my degree, during my degree, and here as I graduate, these people are just doing what they've always done, which is be there for me. On today's just riveting episode, it is my graduation ceremony. So we're putting on a suit, we're dressing up, we're freshly shaved, or maybe not freshly shaved. So we're not looking the best, and I also didn't have time to get a haircut, but that's whatever.
Now I spit a 16 straight with no punch. Remember all but then all we ate was Captain Crunch.
So I gotta iron my suit, which I haven't worn since year 12, formal I think, so it probably won't fit me properly, which my mom has been saying she wants me to get a new one. But like, university was overpriced anyway, so investing more money into like the graduation, I don't know, it kind of seems like they're just trying to like get as much money from you as possible. The graduation is especially very important for my parents, and I know a lot of my friends all kind of agree that the graduation a lot of the time is like for your parents and like taking nice photos with them and stuff, which should be cool, which I think is why it's also quite important to like make a video like this to show my whole graduation ceremony, because they do have the option available to like have a video like made for you of the ceremony, which is cool, but it's also the same video for everyone, and I think it would be so much more special to have kind of your own video like this. One of the things my mum loves to do is buy me like a new button-up t-shirt, kind of every Christmas. And a lot of the time, usually it's the exact same button-up, but she kind of doesn't really know. But this one, on the other hand, is one that she got me maybe like when I'm pretty sure I wore this maybe to my year 12 formal, just like I wore this whole suit. Clearly, the only tie available in this house, obviously, is my dad's. And it's purple, which I think is actually really nice because obviously jacarandas are a big thing at Sydney Uni, which I think is really nice. While I'm out here just reading out random facts about myself, I was always self-conscious at school that I was doing this knot, which was the one that my dad taught me, not like the double Windsor or something, which is like the triangle one. But I think I've learned to kind of like it, and I don't know whether there's like a fashion-ness tied into like single Windsor, double Windsor, whatever like the different knots are. But I do quite like this tie knot, you know, it's come to grow on me. And now I'm running very late.